Back. Hey, Nick.
How's the offseason been so far?
Oh, the off season. It's been wonderful. I was able to, get home, rest, recover, train, do some fun stuff with my family and my wife, and we're back at football. So it was a great time.
Where are you as far as recovery? Just getting your weight back and feeling like yourself.
Yeah, it was actually got it back up because I usually play the whole season around like 242 to 245, and I got back up to 243 this past week, so I was excited about that. So weight's all back. It was kind of an odd off season because I couldn't train the way that I usually train. As a lot of it was recovery. But I was able to through OTAs June and July kind of get back into the rhythm that I wanted to get back into, and feel prepared to start training camp.
How low did that weight dip?
214 pounds. It was really fun. It was awesome. My wife was like, "What are you right now?" I was like, thanks, sweetie. I feel great about myself."
The challenges of going from 214 to 240, is that a lot of forced eating?
Eating and train. I've always said, if I'm not working out, I lose weight pretty fast. And so just because I had the AC thing with my shoulder from the Super Bowl, and then from the surgery, I couldn't really do any type of lifting. So I was basically, I didn't really do a lot for several weeks, and so I lost a lot of weight. But after I got back in the gym and I was able to, start it back up, I got back up to 230 decently, and then I gained like 10 pounds this last, 4 to 6 weeks. So feeling pretty good about it.
What role did tight end you play in that recovery?
Oh, what role? I don't know if it helped me with too much of my recovery. It was more, you learn a lot of stuff. You talk to guys about the different things they do for their bodies. Like what Travis Kelce does for his body. Logan Thomas, things that he used to do in the Washington for his body. So just you learn different tips and stuff like that from them. But tight end is really just about hanging out with the boys and learning a thing or two about football.
George, did you see the end product of receiver, and what did you think of it?
Yes, no, they sent me all my footage, before they cut everything together. So I got to watch just my stuff straight through with my wife. And then once they did the full edit, watch the whole thing through. And then I think my wife's watched it 3-4 times. So I'm a big fan of it. I think they did a really good job of portraying all 5 of us. And I think it was really fun too, just a very intriguing story of me and Debo's seasons and how you kind of weave that together. And I thought it was kind of fun. You got a lot of 49ers content. So I really enjoyed the whole process.
We had that famous quote, George, after the Miami Super Bowl where you said you're going to be back here with a vengeance. Mm-hmm. What was your mindset after this one?
After this one? I'd say pretty similar. Losing your second Super Bowl, it's not very fun. It's a horrible feeling because, you have a dream of winning the Super Bowl as a kid. And so, that's what you're trying to do is achieve those dreams. And so when you're not able to do that, it's the only thing to do is to go right back at it because, I'm going to year 8 and I'm not the opportunity is completely gone. I have a completely another shot this entire season. So all I can do is focus on this season, what I can do every single day to make myself better, helping this team along. And, the fun thing too is we still have a really good team. We're able to keep our entire offense together for the most part. Our defense still looks pretty good with Bosa and Fred over there. And, Mitch Wisnowski is still an amazing punter. And so we have a really solid team with solid coaches, and so what's not to be excited about and given another opportunity to go play football and win another one.
Do you like to go back and watch the game?
Do I like to? Often? No. No, I would not go back and oftenly watch it. It's something that I watch right after the game, and then there's not really anything for me to watch from it because you don't really take a lot from it.
Spoken to Brandon Ayuk?
Are you okay?
Yes.
Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. Have I spoken to Brandon? I have a couple times, yes.
Would you advise about you've been through the whole situation yourself.
Yeah. The only thing, I try my best to not talk to guys going through the contract negotiations. So when I get into positions like this, I don't have to lie to you guys. And so, because I like to keep those conversations between us. But something that I like to tell anybody going through a contract is same thing that Richard Sherman told me was contracts are like braces. They suck the entire time, and then once you get them off, you forget that you ever had them. But this time, in case of a contract, you get a big bag of money. So it's just that's what I just try to tell him. It's a horrible process. I hated the entire process when I was going through it. Bosa's last year was awful. He didn't get it done till the first week of the season. So it's it's not fun. But when it gets done, or hopefully when it gets done, you're gonna be hey, I got to play football now with my job security and my livelihood all secured.
Everyone's different. Does it help if you're going through that, to have teammates you can talk to?
Yeah, especially for me, it was really helpful talking to like Richard Sherman, because like everybody goes through contract negotiations. Some guys go through different ones. Like I don't know if I had much in common with like a quarterback going through his contract negotiation, trying to get like 40 to 50 million. But like when you're on the same ballpark, corners, wide receivers, tight ends, somewhere in there, just like someone who's gone through that and gone through it with that same team, like with the same GM, money guy, whatever it is. It's just kind of nice to be able to have that conversation with them. And you definitely gives you, because there's some things that like might piss you off. In all honesty, like they might say something, they might, when anyone's telling you what you're valued at, it's a tough conversation. And so when you have someone saying, hey, look, like that's just, they have to say these things, and you just gotta, work through it and like try not to hold on to too much anger and like be able to forgive and forget at one point.
Do a couple more for George.
Thanks, man.
Last season,
Yes, ma'am.
around this time, despite Brock Purdy's injury, it kind of seemed like the team had an energy about themselves where you guys were just certain how far you could take it last season. Do you still feel that same, if you've talked to some of the guys, and if you feel that way going into this season, that same amount of high energy, certainty?
I definitely feel that way. Like I said, like we brought our entire offense back. We have based our entire coaching staff back. All the guys that are designing plays and stuff like that, we have a lot of those guys back. I mean, I love Coach Sorensen as our D coordinator, and I've been able to get close to them over the last several years. But yeah, no, I think the energy is definitely there. Our locker's been pretty empty today because our first thing's not till 1 o'clock, and so it's like really me and Fred Warner, the only two in there, are like, all right, football. And so it's just been kind of us two in there, but I'm certain, I just saw Travarius Warren there, and he's one of my favorite teammates. So, and CMC walked in. He said he's not talking to you guys today, sorry. But besides that, it's the energy's there. I'm excited. I haven't seen any of my coaches. I was going to go talk to my coaches, but Eric told me to come in here. So I'm in here with you guys instead. But I'll get the energy over there at some point too. But yeah, we're feeling good. I'm excited.
What was it like to get Christian's wedding this offseason and get all those guys there?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Are you kidding me? Any excuse to get the boys together is a fantastic time for me. I've never been to Rhode Island. I don't know anyone from Rhode Island except for Olivia and her family. So it was kind of cool to meet other people from Rhode Island. It was kind of wild too because they're kind of like, she's really famous. And so like having the amount of police officers that were around as security and stuff, and like people from Rhode Island just like standing there on the corners with photographers and paparazzi stuff, that was a wild experience for me. But like overall, beautiful wedding. Everyone there was incredible. So much fun. Hopefully they have like another one just for fun and invite me again.
On your attire, you look very Olympic.
Thank you.
With the Olympics coming up, do you like watching them? Do you learn something from them? How do you ingest an event like the Olympics?
I just try to watch as much as I possibly can because I love America and I love people that represent America. And so watching us go compete in sports against other countries, I just love it. And anytime I can watch it. I will say I'm more of a Winter Olympics guy, but I thoroughly enjoy all the Summer Olympics. Like the track and field stuff, watching people run really fast, I'm like, good for you guys. That looks awesome. And then I can't remember, I think his name was it maybe Ryan Krauser? He's our shot put guy. He's a monster. So I've been a big fan of his for a couple years as well. So just seeing people excel at different sports, and like I like to watch people how they train too. It's just like you can pull certain things, but like watching like a track athlete train versus watching the shot put thrower train, it's just like it's so different, but they're both the best in the world at what they do. So it's just when you see stuff like that, it's just really fun to see.
I think of Kyle's mustache.
Kyle's, I told him to keep it. All the tight ends did something weird with their facial hair. My rookie has full handlebars. Phenomenal. Logan Thomas looks like Luigi. A really tall Luigi. Me and Saubert went for goatees. My two second-year guys, Cam's trying his best. He doesn't grow a lot of facial hair, but he's trying his best. I haven't seen Braden yet today, so hopefully I'm not disappointed by his effort. See you guys.
Kyle inspired the mustache.
No, I kind of been rocking it in the off season. Change up.
Do you feel like the defensive line group is shaped up with all the new additions that you've added during the offseason?
Do you think what was it good? I liked how it was going. I liked how the edge guys were starting to develop and get used to the scheme. Floyd looks great, which is expected. But yeah, I like all the additions. Really good dudes. We had a nice D-line dinner before we left to get to know each other a little bit, and I'm excited.
Did Did you talk to Brandon Ayuk at all about your contract contract negotiations? I know you just went through yours as well.
I talked to him early in the off season, but not for a while.
It can be really tough what you hear from the organization, and you have to kind of let some of that go.
Yeah, it's business, and I think everybody understands that.
Sometimes when players are in the position you were last year and it goes on, there's a criticism that you're being selfish, trying to get the most amount of money you can. How did you sort of navigate that criticism?
I just don't pay attention.
Nick, have you been able to talk to Dre at all, and what are his spirits like if you have?
Yeah, I was just in the weight room with him, and he seems really good. He's sticking to the plan. Doesn't want to get ahead of the plan, even though he's starting to feel really good. So just trying to stick to what the trainers have for him and be ready when that plan is set for.
Nick, did you change anything up at all in your off-season workouts? How would you describe kind of what you put yourself through in the off-season?
It was a good off season. Took it slow after a really long year. I think I kind of built it up better than I have in the past. But me and Joey did a really good job, and I think I'm in as good a shape as I'll be in. And we've made some tweaks here and there, nothing too crazy, but I think it's going to be good results.
Found yourself having to change things up a little bit more just because you continue to go deep into these postseasons, and that, how do you feel that kind of wear and tear add up over the years?
Yeah, there's plenty of time in the off season to take it slow, and sometimes I get antsy and want to get after it quicker. But as I go in my career, I understand that you have to build it up at the right times, and especially when you're playing 20-game seasons, just building it up slow and peaking at the right time. And this year was much easier with knowing when I'm going to report. Last year was tough with I was kind of in no man's land for a month and a half, not really knowing, so it was tough to really set it up the right way, but much more structured this year.
When you go through so many excruciating playoff losses, does doubt ever creep in your mind, like, will we ever win a Super Bowl?
It does when you lose the games, but I think that passes, and then you get to work, and you really have no other option but to grind it out again.
At what point, because a lot of guys say, like, right afterwards, you can't imagine trying to climb the mountain again. It just seems like too much. At what point in the offseason do you feel like, are you able to flip the page?
I think by the end of the off season, I'm always ready to get back to work. That's kind of the nice thing about having two halves of your year. I spend half my year in Florida and half my year out here. So by the end of the season, I'm ready to get home, and by the end of my time at home, I'm ready to get to work. So it's a good split.
Your dad was a D lineman. Do you guys talk D line? I mean, D lines are so technique rich. Do you guys talk D line play and get offs and moves and that kind of thing? Does he want to talk to you and Joey about that kind of stuff?
No, not really. He's from a different era, a lot different game back then, and he gives me his observations, but not too much advice from Dad.
How has Drake Jackson been? I know he wanted to be a sponge when he first got here. How has he been? I know he's been around, but injured.
You said, how is he doing? Yeah. He's doing great. It's tough when you're injured. It's kind of lonely, and you don't feel a part of it. Everybody's going out to practice, and you're in the weight room and in the training room all day, so it's kind of a tough road, and gets lonely. So just trying to support him through it, and hopefully he gets back to himself.
The Chargers were making a lot of moves early in this offseason and cutting. Did you ever allow your mind to think, okay, if Joey was available, what it would be like him on the other end of you?
I did, yeah. It was fun to think about, but I think he wanted to stick with the team and be a part of, hopefully they're turning it around. I think they have the people to do it, but haven't really had the everything come together. So yeah, I'm excited. He's been there for a long time, so it'd be a shame if he left when they turn it around.
Nick, have you a chance to meet Steph 49K, the Instagram influencer that kind of mimics you, and what do you think of the impressions?
I haven't met her. They're good, I guess. They kind of annoyed me in the beginning, but I'm over it. So I guess they're good.
Do you watch the Olympics, and if so, do you have a favorite sport?
I haven't watched yet. I don't know. I'm not too big of an Olympic. I like gymnastics. It's fun to watch. Soccer. Yeah.
Have you had a chance to watch receiver, and what did you think if you did watch? Like, is there anything you took away from your teammates when you watched it?
I didn't watch it. No.
You're featured in the first episode.
Yeah. Well, I think my dad told me. What was it?
George has his birthday party.
Oh yeah. 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 I was hoping they didn't have a mic too close to me at the party.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
See you, Mom.